FOMO, let's talk about it. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you're a returning subscriber, my name's Jonathan. I make luxury videos, unboxings, and reviews. And today is the FOMO bag tag created by Tess Lux. So let's get into it. So before I get started with today's video, you guys know what to do. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help my channel grow. I make videos every Friday on luxury content, men's style, luxury unboxings, you name it, it's here on this channel. So if you like that kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see my take on the FOMO bag tag, then keep on watching. So I saw this tag video through Ash at Lux. I absolutely love his channel. He's a really great person. We have a lot of great and engaging conversations. So I will also leave his channel down below and link his video down below as well. I highly recommend you go stopping by and checking it out. So this tag video is surrounded by the premise of answering 5 questions. The first question being, what was the bag or item that made you purchase it out of FOMO? The second question is, what did you purchase the item at? Above retail, below retail, or at retail? The third question being, what is the current price of this product or item? The fourth question being, do you still own it? And then the fifth question being, do you regret purchasing it out of FOMO? So let's get started. I actually have 2 items in my collection that I feel as though I purchased them out of FOMO. Obviously now I've realized that I've purchased other items out of FOMO, but I feel like these items are what kind of triggered me to start doing this. Because when I first started collecting, I was buying things that I kind of only liked. I didn't necessarily have so much of the luxury community on YouTube kind of influencing me on purchasing these items. But these 2 items in specific, I definitely do feel influenced. So the first items being my mini pochettes. And then the second item, which I think was extremely influenced, was my pochette accessoire. So the reason why I purchased the mini pochettes is I felt as though watching so many different YouTube videos and all of these lovely ladies and gentlemen showing off their collections, a lot of people said that the mini pochette was a staple in their collection. So I was like, oh my god, I'm a Louis Vuitton collector, I need to buy these items. So I went ahead and purchased them all. And at the time when I first started watching YouTube, a lot of individuals had this whole concept of having the trifecta. And that if you had the trifecta, in my opinion anyways, that you were at this exclusive level of collecting. Just so if you're a true collector, you have the trifecta of most of your items. That's just what my thought of it was at the time. Obviously, I realized that that's not really the case. I don't need 3 of the same items in different prints just because it's not really justifiable in my opinion, just because I don't like Damier Azur that much compared to Damier Vuitton and Monogram, but I bought it just because I needed to have the trifecta of it. Obviously I've mentioned why I don't like Damier Azur as much, the color transfer, the potential staining, and then it's just a light canvas that just seems really difficult for me to style compared to these 2. So my mini pochettes were definitely purchased just because a lot of individuals in this luxury community say that these are such great pieces to have in your collection and that they're staples. So I wanted to feel like that and have those in my collection. However, moving on to my pochette accessoire, this is probably the one item that I know I purchased it out of FOMO without even having it really on my radar. So going back to December of 2020, I know the exact date, it was December 21st. My sales associate messaged me for something completely unrelated. She said that my order for the NBA pocket organizer had come in and that it's ready for pickup or she will ship it out to me. And at the time I was like, you know what, I'm going to come by and pick it up. I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to her and so on. So I decided to just go and pick it up. Couple hours later, she messaged me saying, oh my god, I just got a Nano Speedy in. It hadn't hit the floor yet. And that, do you want it? And I was contemplating the Nano Speedy just because my sister and my mom, I thought that it would be a really great bag for them. Turns out they didn't like the bag and I tried to use it. And then I ended up selling it just because it just didn't work for me. So that's another whole size tangent. And then obviously another couple hours later, my sales associate messaged me again saying, oh my God, Jonathan, like I just got the Pochette accessoire in. I've never had it come into my boutique before. Are you interested in it? And I immediately was just like, yes, let's do it. Might as well. I want to see it as well. I've only seen a lot of YouTube videos on this piece, and I've never actually really considered it in my collection just because I wouldn't be sure of what to use it for. So I just bit the bullet and I was like, yes, let's do it. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out how to work this into my lifestyle. So I went to go pick it up, thought nothing of it. It was really cute. It was a lot bigger than I had thought it was going to be. So I'm like, oh, I can actually use this as a bag, but I'm thinking more like a clutch just because I don't like the vachetta strap. I'm not really like a huge like shoulder bag person. I don't wear shoulder bags. So I'm like, okay, I can use this as a clutch. If not, I'll use it as like a catch-all in my larger bags. Did not really work out. I realized shortly, even after just like walking around the house with this, that like I wasn't really a huge clutch person. I like to be extremely hands-free. A lot of the bags that I do have, I don't necessarily wear them as top handles just because like I'm forced to carry this in my hand all day long. So I like to have them as like a crossbody or a shoulder bag or even like a backpack I'm fine with. So I shortly realized that like I am not a clutch person. So I have yet to use this piece. And so moving on to question number 2 is what did I pay for these items? So for the mini pochettes, I actually paid 415 Canadian dollars just before sales tax. After sales tax, it was 475. And for this guy, I paid 860 Canadian dollars plus sales tax, which is about 930 Canadian dollars. So in a matter of almost 2 years, going into the third question of what is the current retail price, here in Canada, the mini pochette, brace yourselves, is 950 Canadian dollars plus tax, which will come out to about 1,010 Canadian dollars. And the pochette accessoire is about 1,640 Canadian dollars before tax. And then after sales tax, it will run you about 1,850. So these have gone up significantly in the 2 years that I have owned them. So then going into question number 4, yes, I do still own them. And then question number 5 is, do I regret purchasing them? I honestly do not regret purchasing them. Obviously, I haven't used these pieces. However, I feel as though if I were to sell these pieces now, I would regret it more than actually purchasing them out of whim. Just because I don't necessarily think I can justify the new price points of purchasing these items. So what I mean by that is if I were to sell these items and I have seller's regret and I want to repurchase them, I don't think I could swallow the $1,000 for this and the almost $2,000 for this. Just because like knowing what I had purchased them to begin with was a lot cheaper than it is currently now. I don't find the price point justifiable, especially for the mini pochette being $1,000. I don't find this worth $1,000, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, everybody is subjected to their own values in life. So if you value this as 1,000 Canadian dollars, then that's perfectly fine. For myself, I do not. However, this one would be a little bit more of a harder pill to swallow just because it's getting to that $2,000 price point. And for this type of bag, I don't necessarily think it's worth it. I would rather pay the extra money and get a Nano Speedy again than to repurchase this at the current price. Or I would just look for a different bag altogether. To answer the 5th question, I don't regret purchasing these. I purchased them at a nice, friendly price point, in my opinion, so that way I can see how it would work out. Going into it, I did know that I was not necessarily sure what I was going to be able to use these pieces for. However, I purchased them, as I mentioned, because I thought that they were going to be great collector's items to have, just because I am a collector of Louis Vuitton in specific. So I feel as though I don't regret the actual purchase themselves, but I would regret the selling of it just because I would feel as though I would miss these items. Even though I don't use them, I just feel as though I would miss having them in my collection. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed today's video. This was my take on the FOMO bag tag created by Tess Lux. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.